So what we need to do is, so once I finish the installation methods, then I shall explain you what is it, how to work with Linux commands. And I'm planning to explain you how to take care of the processing, memory, networking, and file system. So these are the important aspects of operating system. So all of you have to have virtual. All of you install the virtual machine just like this. When you install the Virtualbox, and it looks like this. And I'm going to explain you how to install Ubuntu Linux operating system inside the virtual box. So first, what you need to do is you need to keep your ISO file ready, just like this. I downloaded the Ubuntu ISO file from the Ubuntu portal. So where do you get this? You'll get this from Ubuntu.org. You can just try to go to Ubuntu download. So the very first link should be the best link for you. So here, this is actually the download. When you press on this ISO file, you get the ISO file. Okay. So that is the requirement for instance. So we are going to install Ubuntu operating system from its ISO file. So then what we need to do? I already have this. Because in future, I'll be explaining you how to install Hadoop inside the Ubuntu operating system, because there are other alternative options also. We can also download, I think nowadays Cloudera is not CDH and download. This is another way actually. Cloudera CDH. I have the old. There are two virtual machines available for the Hadoop. One is CDH, the other one is HDP, Hortonworks. But after I came to know that Hortonworks, these are the two platforms. Hello, do you all listening to me?
Yes, sir.
So what I'm doing is
for Windows, right?
Yeah. Cloudera is a software organization. They're into the development. They actually provide the big data architecture to the firms as well as we can just download the Cloudera CDH. I mean, today it is not available actually, but earlier we used to download the Cloudera CDH, but it requires 16 GB RAM. So in my computer, I just have the 8 GB RAM. So it is not for, I mean, we can just install this, but we cannot do anything with this. That is my experience. If you want, you can just check. You can, I think today you cannot download this. Like we used to have hybrid cloud, and they offer cloud services now. But in my computer, I already have one oldest, CDH. Cloudera open source software distribution including download CDH. Let's see. Access restricted. You must be a CDH customer to access these downloads. Okay, that's fine. So I'm not a customer, and not registered now. So we'll see this later. So this is one of the ways. Okay, you can download. I don't know. You have to check yourself. I have the old one. Now today you have CDH is nothing but the CentOS. Let me. I think I don't know if I have the Hadoop. Yeah, here. Cloudera Quick Start VM 5.13. This is the old one. Today I think it is 6. So I have the 5 version 5. So this is the old one, but it is okay. This will suffice for the. But you need to have the 60 GB RAM, which in my computer I don't have that. But if you have, so ideally you need to have the 32 GB RAM. I mean more than 16 GB RAM, so that at least 18 GB, or usually we'll have 16 and then 32. We'll not have say 18 like that. Why? Because the RAM always will be available in doubles, like 2 GB, 4 GB, 2 GB slots will be there. So we can install 2 GB or two 2 GB RAM cards, or if you have the 4 GB or two 4 GB, or I have 8 GB RAM in my computer, I can enhance this to 16 GB. So I can get one more 8 GB RAM and then insert. So Cloudera as the HTTP is now nowhere. It is not available. HTTP used to be very, efficient compared to CDH. CDH came later actually. HTTP is Hortonworks Hadoop distribution. Download. Let's see. It will go to the Cloudera only. Hortonworks data platform HTTP sandbox. You see here the link is Cloudera only. So I came to know the last year. I came to know that Hortonworks merged with Cloudera. So they're not providing it HTTP and sandbox. Getting started with HTTP. Download HDF. So this again, this is much more difficult. Forget about it. This is, I think, close to 6, not, I think even more than 6 GB file. CDH itself is a 6 GB file. HTTP is much more than that. I had all these with me. HTTP I don't have in this computer, but I have it at my home computer. I used to download all these things, but I have my own virtual machine. So the virtual machine, which I am just going to tell you how to create your own virtual machine, just like Cloudera Quick Start or HTTP. So these are all quick starts. Quick Start, Cloudera Quick Start or HTTP Sandbox. These are two alternative ways to get Hadoop into. But I'm going to show you how to install plain vanilla Hadoop in very clean Ubuntu operating system. So both HTTP I don't know actually what is I forgot, but the Cloudera has CentOS. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to teach you how to create your own virtual Hadoop virtual machine, Hadoop VM. Okay. So for that, what we need to do is just after you get this virtual box, you have to press new. So here, give the name. Maybe I can give. I give all Hadoop. I call it. I already have the Ubuntu here, so I cannot give you Ubuntu. I can give anything other than Ubuntu or Ubuntu 1, 2, 3, so something like that. I'll choose this name Hadoop. And the machine folder, I don't want it to be in C drive. I want to take it to something else. That is good because C drive is for the never ever install anything in C. Okay. Hello, do you all listen to me? Are you all there?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, never ever install in C drive because this is Windows. Reserve C for Windows. So don't use your Windows as well as software, any other software. It is a home kind of thing. Now I went to some other disk and in which I have Hadoop. So I'll choose the select folder. So this is actually the path where I want to I want to save all these assets in this. So after I create this virtual machine, these files will be saved inside this path, the work and Hadoop, something like that. Because I have sufficient amount of memory over there. You see here D. Suppose if I go to this PC, I have 331 GB size disk and 245 is free. But my C drive, I have 145 and 67 is free. I still can use C drive, but that is not the healthy habit. Just leave it for Windows and other software. So any user data should be in D drive. So this is user. So Microsoft, no, it is not Microsoft Windows. It is going to be Linux, and it's not Oracle. I want to install Ubuntu 64-bit, version operating system. Next, I have to press next, and here better you go for 2 GB. I have 8 GB. I can go till okay. Better I'll go for 4 GB. If I go to the 4 GB, if I open two machines, I think the whole 8 GB will be. So we need to plan actually. Ubuntu minimum requires 2 GB will not work. You can install Hadoop, but you cannot do anything with that. You can go till to the extent of HDFS, but you can't install. You can even install Pig and do something, but can't go beyond that. So 4 is how much it is going to be? I need to calculate 1024 multiplied by 4. It is going to be 4096. I will 4096 will be my RAM. So I have here, it is telling me in my computer I have 8 GB, more than 8 GB actually. So where do you get this system information? System information, if you go over there, and here I have 8 GB. This is a physical memory RAM. I have 8 GB. So I want to go till 4 GB is okay for me. So because I'll be working with only one machine, I can even go for 6 GB. Doesn't matter. But I have planned to install 2 different machines. One master, the other one is. So I'm going to show you 2-node cluster. So that is why this is actually a plan. I'm just telling you how to plan for your work. Even if you are an employee working on big data analytics, then you'll not be working with virtual machines. This is only for the learning purposes. Virtual machines are only for learning. In actual environment, you'll be having all these deployed in the cloud. Actually, we need to discuss all these concepts through cloud. But university didn't give me. I requested several times, but they didn't heed my request. I spent money from my pocket, and I decided it is a foolish activity. Then I stopped it. So hopefully, maybe for your juniors down the line, after 2-3 generations, they may provide. I don't know. I spoke to different professionals in the university. They keep on telling me, like, we are planning, we are planning, we are planning. I don't know when will. So press next, and then create virtual hard disk now. Yes, and use existing no. Create virtual hard disk separately for this. Recommended size is 10, but I am going to create more than 10. Create. Now VDI virtual disk image, yes. Virtual machine disk, virtual hard disk, Virtualbox disk image. I think VMDK could be better because suppose, but I'm just going to leave this Virtualbox disk image. The problem with Virtualbox is you cannot reuse this virtual machine machine with other virtualization software, just like VMware. If you use VMDK virtual machine disk, then it is possible for you can make things in a better way. So open this VMDK and Perdano. Actually, I always used to do VDI, but this time I choose VMDK so that it is universal. So I can reuse this again and again after. Next, dynamically allocated. Yes, that's it's not fixed, and I don't want to split, and I want the disk dynamically allocated. And then 10 GB. No, I want to have 30 GB. That is the minimum capacity we need to have. I don't have 2 terabyte. I think I have 200, and how much is this? So this is here I have 245 plus 145. So close to 300, 400 GB hard disk. So this is not 2 terabyte. This is wrong actually. It is telling me that you have 2 GB. 30 GB is in cloud also. AWS, you can only claim 20 GB maximum. You cannot go beyond 20 GB. If you go beyond 20 GB, you have to pay money. And free will be always 8 to 10, I guess, usually. But you can go till 20 GB. I don't know. You just have to check. But I created cloud machines till 30 GB. But I paid money. That's a different thing. Okay, this is actually the path. And here this machine, virtual machine is being created. Now create. Now ఇప్పుడు ఏం చేయాలంటే, so my virtual machine file is ready, but we don't have anything here. So go to settings. Okay, now what you need to do is advanced. Okay, that's shared clipboard enable, host to guest, guest to host, bidirectional. What is this is suppose if I want to copy something from my host operating system, if you disable it, you may not be able to install, you may not be able to copy from the Windows. If you enable bidirectional, it is possible for you to drag and drop files, just like copy paste kind of, from Windows to Linux, Linux to Windows, something like that. Drag and drop enable bidirectional. So this is important. And then encryption and all, no, we don't want that. This is okay, fine. And this I'll come back here and display. That's don't storage. So here, this is the hard disk, and this I'll come back here again. Network, this is very important. You need to have, I have only one adapter, which means I'm just going to one network adapter. It's a network card. So every computer has a network hardware as well as software. So this is actually the hardware part of the, so we are just going to create one network adapter in this, for this operating system, and this is NATed. This is NAT. NAT is always, it means it is, the network is open to the outside world. I'll be able to access the internet connection. So the connection which is used for my base Windows will also be used, can be available for this Windows, Linux operating system. There are many things, host only adapter and all, this is not required. NAT is okay. NAT you just leave. Sometimes we also create another adapter. We can create a number of adapters, doesn't matter like. So, but one is sufficient, and advanced, don't do anything. Port forwarding and all, we don't want anything here. If we can do all these things even later. Okay, so see that one adapter should be there, and it should be NAT, attached to NAT adapter. And then serial ports, okay, we don't want anything because we are not going to work with any IoT devices. If I have to work with some IoT kind of sensors and all. So here we can come up and configure the ports. We can even do it later. It doesn't. USB devices we don't want. Shared folders, of course, I don't want to share any folders. I'll be discarding with, I will not be working with the base Windows operating system. So now come back to the storage. This is very important. Okay, click on this disk icon, and now come here and then choose disk file. Here we have to choose create virtual optical, no, choose disk file. I'm going to choose a file, the file which I downloaded earlier. So here in software, I got Ubuntu, I think. So here this one. So this is very important. So we need to tell, so it is nothing but we are loading a CD, that's all, that's it. So come to the storage, press here, so this one, and attach this CD. I'm just attaching a CD. So now this virtual machine, imagine that ISO file is nothing but the CD. It thinks like, it is as if like we are inserting a DVD drive into this computer. So I just inserted. So by selecting this file here, we are inserting a DVD drive to this. Okay, so this is remove. So if you want to remove the virtual drive, you can. So we are inserting the DVD drive now. Okay, and by the way, you should not have any warning messages here. So you can suppose if there is any problem in the storage, or if in the system or memory, sometimes what happens, it will let you know like, you cannot choose 4 GB RAM because your base computer has something like. So all those messages will be available here. Just adjust into OK button. Here there will be so many, the warning messages. Then we need to rectify them. So I don't have any warning messages, which means everything is okay. Now setup is over. Hello, are you all there? Are you following?
Yes, sir.
I'm not able to see you all. That is why I'm, often stopping and asking you this question. Are you there, or there, or there? Because I want to have the feeling that you are listening to me. Otherwise, so now everything is okay. This is the machine. Just, not this one, this one. Okay. And now start. So press this button, start, and it is going to, we are ready for installation. Now installation is just going to be ready. So for time being, this is, the hardware is not enabled. Display hardware is not enabled. That's why the size is very less. So, okay, fine. Doesn't matter. Now the size is changing. Display size is changing slowly. After installing, the whole size will be. So now, as usual, like, we can feel as if we are installing the operating system in the fresh computer. Brand new computer lo elagaithe operating system ni. This is just like, installing. I feel like, you feel like we are installing Ubuntu Linux in a brand new computer, something like that. Okay, it is just loading. The ISO file is being loading, which means like the software is getting loaded from that disk, DVD disk. It's an ISO file, but we should feel like we inserted a disk, and from there we are trying to. Now it is loaded. The software is being loaded. I think all of you are able to see this, my screen.
Yes, sir.
Now it is getting ready, and it is going to take a little, a while. So you have to be patient. Now the time is 324, no, 300, 324. We still have a little more time, 20 minutes of time. Hopefully, I should be able to finish because amid of the installation, what happens in one of the steps, we need to download some important requirements. It depends on the internet. You need to have the internet connection, boss. I'm telling you. You need to have the internet connection. If you don't have the internet connection, your installation will not be proper. You cannot install Linux operating system properly. ఇక్కడ చూసారా మీరు internet is connected. So this is actually the connection, wired connection. I have the wired as well as wireless. And here this, if you look at this symbol, it shows me that internet is connected, the network symbol. Yes, install Ubuntu. You can try as well as install. I don't want to try, I want to install. English, US, everything is okay. That is continue. And then normal installation, web browser utilities, actually we don't require all these things. So we can just go for the minimal installation. There will be web browser and basic utilities. But most of the time, by that way, what happens, if you choose minimal installation, your disk will be saved. So it will occupy very less memory. That way we can save a lot of, but you know, here for a demonstration purpose, what happens, often I use some office files. I may download some, LibreOffice Word files, and we don't need media player and all, games and all, we don't need them. This will do, minimum installation will do. There will be web browser and basic utilities. But I'll choose normal installation. I want to have Office software. I can even install that later. So if I go for the minimal installation, okay, I'll go for, let's see what happens, minimal installation, and install third-party software, graphics and Wi-Fi hardware. We need this. Without Wi-Fi, we will not be able to browser. If you have the browser, that is sufficient for. I'm just thinking like, which one should I go? Okay, let's say minimal installation. So continue, and then so it is loading. It takes time. I told you, you need to have patience. Erase disk and install Ubuntu. That's okay, fine. Because we have only one. We don't need to. Actually, what happens? I need to choose something else. If I'm installing it in the real computer, I need to choose something else. Then I need to choose the partition, just like Windows. See, suppose if you have 3 partitions, C, D, E. So I want to install. So C is for Windows and D is for Linux, something like that. So that is what we can do in something else. But here I'll choose erase disk and install Ubuntu because we don't have Windows here. So this machine is dedicated for Linux. So install now. Okay, it is telling me like, SC, some SDA. These are all disks actually. It is going to use the ext. ext4 is a file, a driver for the file system, because the operating system is going to install a driver for the file system. It recognizes, because we need to install directories, folders, and all everything. For that, we need some software, and that software is nothing but ext. This is not important for you. Just leave it. Okay, continue. But Linux uses ext4, which is advanced, file system software, FS software. Now Kolkata, yeah, continue. And then here, your name, my name is going to be Hadoop. So all of you choose the same name, okay? All of you follow the same convention. Don't have the different names, because in future what happens at times we may have to share our the software. I may have to share my virtual machine with you. You may have to share you will not share with me, but I have to share. So let us follow all of us same convention. I'm going to choose Hadoop. The Virtualbox name is Hadoop, and the username is Hadoop, and everything is Hadoop. Like choose password. I'm going to use Hadoop. I'm going to use Hadoop. So that all of us will have. It shows the weak password, doesn't matter. Require my password to log in. Yes, and then press OK. And now the system is getting installed. So if you want to see what's going on here, You can also, I think actually the display is not accurate here. You may not be able to see what is being installed. It will take quite a bit of time, more than half an hour time. And it all depends, like, your internet connection. I think my internet connection is okay. I just wanted to, even I don't have the facility, it's showing, I just want to show you, scroll up, but it is. So from here, it will take time. It is going to, almost finished copying the files. Once it copies the files, then it downloads the files, and download takes a lot of time. So meanwhile, you can just see various features of Ubuntu Linux. This is 20.04, which we are installing. Is the other virtual machine was 16, I think 18.04, 18.04. This is 20.20.04. So the latest operating system. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Just copying the files will take time. Yeah, now installation started. After configuration, scanning the CD DVD drive and the mirrors, retrieving the files. 79, 147 keep changing. Don't worry. That will become 200 later. Retrieving files. Oh, it's going very fast. My internet connection is very fast. Okay. Again, retrieving files. 15 out of 25. Go, 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 go. So if you want to know the details, you can just press this. Here you will see what are all the software that is being retrieved by the Ubuntu. ఇక్కడ మీకు కనిపిస్తుంటుంది అనమాట ఏం సాఫ్ట్వేర్ ఇక్కడ ఏ రిపాజిటరీ నుంచి ఏం సాఫ్ట్వేర్ వస్తుంది, హౌ ఇట్ ఈస్ బీయింగ్, అలా రావాలి. సక్సీడెడ్ అలా ఫెయిల్డ్ అని రాకూడదు. యూజువల్లీ ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ స్లో ఇంటర్నెట్ కనెక్షన్ దెన్ ఇట్ ఫెయిల్ టు, ఈ కనెక్షన్ ఉండాలి ఇక్కడ. ఈ నెట్వర్క్ ఐకాన్ ఉంది చూసారా, దిస్ కనెక్షన్ షుడ్ బి యాక్టివ్. And it downloads. It is better to download during installation, because we can even skip. I could have skipped it, but there will be unnecessary problems later. It is better to download all the requirements once for all. We anyway have to update the system. There is no way. We have to update the system even later. Installation is complete. You need to restart. Yes, let's restart the computer. Amma nenu urke cheppanu ante if anybody have, I mean, if you don't like to open the camera, you can close it. I just wanted to see your face. That's it. Nothing else. Don't feel harassed. Okay. Please remove the installation. We don't have an installation medium, so I'm just going to press enter. Okay, it's going to restart now. So we successfully installed a Linux operating system, that to Ubuntu Debian platform. So we have the opportunity to work with the Debian platform. It's going to restart now. Yes, getting restarted. So after restarting, I think this display should adjust mostly. Maybe I think sometimes after updating it's just like the same procedure. Even if you want to install Ubuntu in your real operating, I'm showing you how to install it in the virtual machine. Same procedure you can, but a little different. So that partitions, you should know how to take care of partitions. So that is a pro activity. You need to be a professional. So Hadoop. So that's very easy to remember. That's why I said, keep Hadoop. So as usual, so after we log in, we need to take a look at the whole operating system. It's a wonderful and a powerful operating system. It's meant for developers. So as long as I was a Windows user, I never knew what is operating system. So only I came to know what is the power of real operating system, and what exactly we can do with. I became professional only through Linux, not with Windows. So skip. setup live, no. So the next, and then S system info, no. This is just a test kind of thing. So we don't want to share any, even in my personal use, I don't. Location services, no. And then these are the apps, 113 to 149 MB updates, and it requires 1 GB, close to 1 GB disk space. After this operation, sorry, it's the MB and 1 MB of additional disk space. This is not GB. I'm sorry, I'm confusing you. So 130 MB size updates are there. This is the size of the updates. These are some of the requirements. So what are they? Apport GTK. The GTK and GUI kind of thing. Even you go to GUI with ALSA is a sound driver in Linux. So Firefox is also there. So I think Firefox is already there, but there is an update available for the Firefox. Ghost script, this is for the PDF files. So there is a command line application. So we can just create the PDF file. Ghost script is in a software utility for PDF and all everything. Like, there are so many things like, yeah. Python 3 is also there. Actually, Python 3 should be there automatically, but there is an update for Python 3. There are a few packages available for Python also. By the way, I love Python, and Python is close to our heart. We are all data analysts, right? So we are not Java people actually. We are Python people because Python is leading in data science and analytics. So now, yes, 48%, 51%, and that is only for 67%. So very fast. My internet connection is very fast. I'm very happy. Otherwise, it will take quite a bit of time going on very fast. So after 250 MB, 250 to 300 MB files, so it is not a big thing. ఇప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలంటే after this, so let it install all the updates. Updates are coming. Everything is free. So Linux operating open source operating system. Everything is free. మీరు ఏమైనా ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, కోడ్ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు, వెబ్ డెవలప్మెంట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఐఎమ్ వెబ్ డెవలపర్ యాక్చువల్లీ. ఐ డెవలప్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ అప్లికేషన్స్. I use code, VS Code for developments, and I can even install Atom editor. I can install Eclipse, anything and everything. I'll show you where from you will get all. Everything is free. You don't need to search for. You don't need to ask your friends like, do you have this software, that software, and all. Straight away it comes and sits appropriately inside the operating system. It's just a statement away from your computer. Every software is just a statement away from your computer. You just have to know how to install a utility. It's going on because it takes time to Snapd's new installer. It was not there in earlier versions of Ubuntu, but later they changed it to. It's a big thing. Now installation is over. So okay, exit. Now let's look at this is actually the control button. You see here, you can just switch off or restart or suspend or whatever you can do. You have the internet connection here. Wired is turned off. I think the wired is turned off. No, wired connection is active, but wireless is turned off. And if you have Bluetooth, you will also have the Bluetooth. Actually, Bluetooth is not enabled here. If I go to the settings, these are settings. You can just I think, yeah, no Bluetooth is actually, I have the Bluetooth in my computer. I think that is a proprietary driver. I need to install the driver for this. See, if it is open source hardware, then Linux automatically detects. I think the Bluetooth device in my computer is not open source hardware. It is a proprietary hardware, it seems. So that is why Bluetooth is even anyway. So we have to, it is a premature statement. I need to restart my system to background and all. Here you can just change your backgrounds and decorate your operating system and all. There are a lot of screensavers. Don't go for all these things. This is actually a childish activity. We don't want to decorate our operating. So we want to use operating system for software development, but this is for some sort of you can feel like change this screensaver appearance. This is just like in Windows you got there are different options for to set up the appearance for your operating system. Notifications, the way you want to see the notifications. You can also press do not disturb. There won't be here actually the top right corner. You'll get your operating system will give you the notifications, and such in such default these things will appear, so that we can just press on them and open the applications. You got files and all. So there are a lot of, these are all settings. Okay, all of them software updates. This is one thing. So here, right top corner, you got the settings button, and here you can just set up. Yeah, I think you got additional. Do I have additional? I don't have the additional drivers, I think. Okay, anyway, fine. So now the left side, you have Unity bar. You see, if I press, Windows super button and 1, the first app fires off. So my Firefox fired. So how did I open that? In keyboard, you got the Windows button, right? Windows button number 1. That is just like, as usual in Windows also, Windows button 1, the very first app in your taskbar gets. So if I want to open the Firefox, this is the first app. So Windows button 1, or I can just take, I don't use mouse. So that is why I'm just telling you, you can just take the mouse and double click this. But I usually use, left hand side, you got Windows button 1, Windows button 2. Windows button 2, you'll go to the files. This is the files explorer, file explorer. You got the home, desktop, documents. I don't have, everything is empty. Downloads, music, pictures, videos. These are all actually the home. In Windows, you got the home. In home, you got the user, folders. You got a folder for the pictures. You got a folder for the window, videos, trash. Whenever you delete something, those files will come to this trash. In Windows, you will be having trash, just like, even in Linux, you have a trash folder here on the desktop, this one. So you can just come here and restore or delete or something. This is very, very important. Third one is, what is this? When I keep the cursor over it, Ubuntu software. This is the place where you have I told you this is minimal installation. I changed my mind and I want to install some Office productivity suite. Okay, what is Office? The Windows, Microsoft, Office will not be available. This is Linux, right? So here we'll be having LibreOffice. So there are 2 updates here. It is telling me GT common themes. These are all for decoration. Snapd is also there. So I can just press update all, and I need to, this is enhanced security, and it will just retrieve all. You see here installing has been happening. So whenever there is an installation, you better go for this. These are the system level updates required. Themes I don't require, but Snapd is important. Snapd is an install. So it is installing. It is running. Meanwhile, let's come to the. It is also installed, and let's go to the explore. If explore lo chudandi search ఉండదు. Search అనేది ఉండదు. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే categories ఉంటాయి అన్నమాట. Suppose if I go to art and design, so I will find everything, and I think there must be some icons here. I don't know why it is not showing me. I think I need to restart this is Inkspace which I use. Okay, productivity. I think they are not appearing here. I need to restart the system, it seems. Okay, so if suppose if I just have to type them, LibreOffice. అలా టైప్ చేయడం సెర్చ్ అనేది ఉండదు. మీరు కీబోర్డ్ మీద LibreOffice అని సెర్చ్ చేస్తే అవి ఐకాన్స్ కనిపించట్లేదు, ఎందుకంటే నేను రీస్టార్ట్ చేయాలి, అప్డేట్ చేశాను కదా. ఐ జస్ట్ హ్యావ్ టు దట్స్ వై ద ఐకాన్స్ ఆర్ నాట్ అప్రోప్రియేట్లీ డిస్ప్లేడ్. దీస్ ఆర్ యాక్చువల్లీ ద LibreOffice సాఫ్ట్వేర్. నేను ఏం చేస్తానంటే రీస్టార్ట్ చేస్తాను. I don't know whether they are installed or not. Actually, I just, I'll just come to power of restart. Undo. So now, if we go to this, I think time is up, 3:52. I'm just going to close the class. You should be having a class.